It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington football team.
The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Throwing on first down. Baldwin. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. And it's Graham here, the one who is still down. And looks like he's in some pain. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. To throw on 3rd down. Baldwin, he's going to float this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Cravon LeBlanc with a pick. So here come the Eagles for their initial possession of the game. And they'll be led out by their mobile quarterback, standing 6'4". It's Colin Kaepernick.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Boston Scott, his first carry. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. We'll check on his status when we get back. They'll run with Scott. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st down, Scott. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Back-to-back plays of right around 30 yards, and the field position has totally been flipped.
1st down and goal to go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Boston Scott with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. Here are the Eagles now as they're going to go for 2. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
And it's right about this time of the year that you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
It certainly is, because we all know everyone is aiming for that #1 seed. But failing that, because only 2 teams in the NFL get a bye, 1 from each conference, that question becomes who's hot? Who's peaking at the right time as you start the playoffs?
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The heavy set out there, 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it.
And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Fumbled on the play. Recovered by
line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Kaepernick. He's going to fire one deep middle. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score.
With the score, Eagles 8, Washington nothing.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Boston Scott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Now that Eagle offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2. A toss running left. It's Scott, and he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion.
I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, get on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
That one is slant to McLaurin.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Antonio Gibson.
A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Now 2nd and 11 from the 32.
Operating from the gun. Baldwin. And his throw here's incomplete. Kelvin Harmon, the man he was looking for. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 11.
From the gun, Baldwin.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. Now Scott. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Deep ball for Jeffrey. This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
A toss running left to extend the lead by 2 more. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Washington offense going back to work.
You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
Baldwin's pass complete.
There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Boston.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd down, it's Scott shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
I got you. Mike, check. Watch the curve.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Boston Scott in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles are pouring it on. Here we go now as they will again try for 2.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3.
30. Washington, nothing.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
This will make it into the end zone.
Oh, what a juke into space. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in.
Touchdown, Eagles.
So now again, the Eagles will go for 2.
Conversion.
Here's Kaepernick. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. We'll check on his status when we get back. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
16-yard line.
First possession of the second half now for Washington.
They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
So nice number one.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field.
Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 3rd down, Baldwin. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things.
And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football.
Check. 53 flight. Check.
On the carry, this is Scott. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 13-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively.
And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
And oh, my goodness, he loses it again. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Second and short now following the fumble.
Watch one. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Back to throw. Baldwin. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
The quarterback sacked. A loss of 6 yards. It's third down. 3rd and 7.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And that is incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. On the return, Jackson. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
34-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll run on first down. Scott. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football, because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
59, Mike. Check, 59.
Here's Scott. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Here we go. 58, right over there. Right.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Philadelphia, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Washington,